Logan Hansen. I'm working on project number 2, which was called People, Places, and Things, and I'm just going to go over a couple of the pictures and audio that I did this week and just describe why I did and how I did it. And so for the portrait, I actually recruited a close friend of mine, Ruben, and I wanted to make him comfortable and just make it easy for him, and so I did the portrait in his apartment where we met, and that just to set a scene where he was comfortable and was totally aware of his surroundings. I didn't want to put too much pressure on him, and it just wanted to get a simple, relaxed picture of him. And then for the location picture, I wanted to focus on the light mostly, and so I went out a little bit later in the evening, and at that time the light was hitting Alma pretty perfect at that time, and so I decided to take a picture of Alma. And I know that's kind of not really a location per se, but since it's a very big part of the University of Illinois and a lot of people come to visit it, I think it's as much of a location as it is a statue itself. For the 3 shots picture, I took a picture of an interesting light fixture outside of the Cranert Center of Performing Arts, and I just thought that it gave a lot of opportunities to take a picture in different ways. Like, there were so many different angles, and the way the light was hitting all the globes, you could kind of just take a different photo each and every time, and so I thought that was a really interesting way to establish those photos. And for the candid, I was just walking through the quad and I saw that there was this big event going on, and so I grabbed my phone and just quickly took a couple of snaps of people doing this recruiting type of scenario. And then I saw the dog, and the dog really kind of brought attention to a lot of people, including myself, and it just was kind of a weird situation and something that you don't see every day, and so I definitely wanted to take a camera of that. And I thought the moment that I captured between the girl petting the dog and just laughing about how the dog was situated kind of perfectly summed up the whole scenario there. And for the audio, the sounds of nature was pretty easy to find. I just went over to the engineering quad where I know there's a river that kind of runs through it, and mostly a pretty quiet place on the campus, and I wanted to definitely make sure it was quiet and you could catch all the sounds of nature there. For civilization, I thought nothing was more specific than for civilization than construction. I think that kind of summarizes civilization as a whole, because without construction you can't really build, and so without construction and building you don't really have civilization at all. And so that's why I picked the construction noises for the sounds of civilization. For the sound something a noise makes, something that makes noise, I chose to do the crosswalk, and I just find those things to be very loud, very obnoxious, a little annoying, and I thought that you wouldn't really notice it otherwise if you didn't just put up a recorder right next to it. And so I definitely wanted to get that just annoying kind of sound that people will hear but not necessarily like, and I thought that that was just kind of an interesting take of something that makes noise, because it's a noise that isn't pleasant, a noise that is annoying, and so that's why I did that one. And then for the audio video of the 2 people talking after class, that one was just, I waited until the end of my own class, and then when I got out into the hall, I saw 2 people conversing, and I kind of just walked in. I didn't want to be too close into their conversation, because I definitely didn't want them to like stop talking or be thrown off that I was like, recording them. So I did it a little bit in a stealthy way, I guess, but overall I think I got a pretty good audio video of that. I think this project, I think that so far I'm progressing and moving slowly through learning to get comfortable with camera, learning to get comfortable with the people I'm taking photos of, and I think that's a pretty good start, but I definitely want to keep improving and keep doing better, and just hopefully the more I get comfortable with this camera, the better results I get further into the semester. So thank you all for listening and visiting my page, and I hope you all enjoy the photos of people, places, and things.